Hello, world. Hello, Facebook, once again. It's Nick Christie here. That's my name. Don't wear it out. No, just kidding. But yeah, that's my name, and I'm coming here to you guys again with another YouTube video that I'm going to do. This is my second video ever, number 2 for self-development, and that's why I'm running this page. That's why I have this page, because I'm really passionate about self-development. Um, it's been a really long journey for me. The cat just like awkwardly thought I was like trying to scare it and ran downstairs, but I'm not. I'm just animated. I'm excited to do this video for you guys, so I appreciate it. My first video only got like 65 views so far. It's whatever. I'm not worried about it. I wasn't expecting to be an overnight sensation, but it's progress. It's better than zero, right? But yeah, so for this video today, I think I'm going to start talking about a few topics involving your mood and knowledge. I think that's going to be like the staple of the conversation for today. So your mood and knowledge. Reading things like reading books, reading articles online like thoroughly, as well as looking at YouTube. It doesn't necessarily, in my opinion, knowledge, it doesn't have to be like one thing, like a book. Although reading is extremely, extremely important. And I'm actually going to be reading right now after I'm done with this video. But I have Songwriting for Dummies here because I am an artist, a lyricist, a songwriter, and a rapper. And although I already know and have done it before, it's not like I've never written a lyric before, but I think for me it's very important. Excuse me for getting out of the frame. Just dropped my water bottle. I think it's very important because, the more you know about something, whether you think you know stuff enough or not, is the real key to success and real key to growing and getting to that deep level of understanding with different points in life. You know what I mean? Like if you're not reading, you're not really growing. There's only so much you can really take in, I guess, as a human being without actually expanding your knowledge and literally finding things that people have already done in the past that you can learn from and possibly succeed at, because you can read a book and it can change your life forever, whereas you can go day in and day out and not really have accomplished a whole lot, or maybe even accomplishing a decent amount, but if you were reading books, it could help you that much more. And the funny thing is with reading, just like anything else, anything in life that you're working towards, you're not going to pick up your first book and be perfect at reading. Like you're not going to absorb everything that you're learning right off the bat when you first start. I think some people think that, and another, even though this is another little random bit, but I meditate, and a lot of people don't want to do meditation because they think it's like too much effort or something. Like they're not even trusting the process of it. Like they're not even allowing themselves to even try it. They're giving up before they even try. I mean, I understand, because meditation in a way is a lot more spiritual, and you have to be pretty open-minded to want to do it. However, if you think that if you're going to go into reading books as a pursuit and to gain more knowledge to be successful, and think that the first book you read, it's going to change your life, you're really doing yourself a disservice by thinking that way, because you have to be realistic with what you're going through. I can't even like begin to imagine what it really takes to change one's life, because as far as I'm concerned and know for a fact, it's a bunch of little things that happen over the course of years, months, at minimum months, depending on how hard you work at things. It could be weeks, but more so than not, it's months and years of things happening. And if you're going at things in the right way, like you're grinding hard each day, that's how you're going to get better. And that's how you're going to increase your knowledge from reading. Not only do you have to pick up a book and read, but when you pick up that book and read it, you actually have to get something out of it. So it's like half the battle. It's crazy. It's like the rabbit hole, really. Like you go down one path, or you go down the rabbit hole, so to speak. I'm not really sure exactly what the term for the rabbit hole is, but I'm pretty sure it's like when you go down that path of like more knowledge or whatever, or that path of finding out about like self-development and things like that, really in depth, you find out how deep it goes. and how there's so much, like, you think that reading's, the key to success, but then you're not absorbing what you're learning. So you're like, wait, I thought reading was going to help me become successful, and now I'm not successful and I'm reading. It's like, are you actually absorbing what you're reading and actually applying it in your life? Because if you're not, then you're wasting your time there too. So it's like, even though reading is good, you still want to do it the right way and be efficient, I guess, because I'm at a place in my life right now, I guess, where I'm thinking really sharply, and I kind of know what I want from life. And for me, it's about everything I'm doing, I'm going to be efficient as possible when I'm doing it. And so whether that's working out, writing lyrics, I'm really getting into what I'm doing. I'm really passionate about what I'm doing. Because if you're not passionate about it, you're really wasting your time. And it's kind of funny because I'm looking at things a whole different way than I did before, even a few weeks ago. And that's kind of where the mood part comes in. So I guess we'll start talking about that as well now too. Great segue, right? Well, anyways, yeah. So the mood. So today's topics, like I said, books and mood. And so for the mood side of things, this is a huge topic. They're both huge topics, but in my opinion, for what I go through and what I've been through, I think mood is a bigger topic. But mood does tie back in a little bit to meditation, and the whole fact that once you get to a spot in meditating, if you've gotten to that spot where you've done it for a long, long time, or long enough where you're doing it the right way, like I said about the reading, there's meditating, and then there's actually getting present when you meditate and actually doing it the right way. Because there's been plenty of times where I've done meditation, and there's also been plenty of times during those times where I haven't even really gotten present that much. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of times where I actually got present, but there were almost just as many times where it was kind of like a wasted session, but it's really not though, because you're still working the muscle. But what I'm saying is that meditation affects your mood. And when I meditated today, I felt amazing. As I do sometimes, but sometimes it hits me a lot deeper and more profoundly than other times. Just kind of puts you in that really happy, sweet spot and makes that pretty incredible. But for the mood part of this discussion, I guess I really want to talk about, like whatever you resist persists, things like that. And I know I'm kind of getting a little bit all over the place, and I apologize, but it's my second video. I'm just doing the best I can, and I hope that you can at least relate to a little bit of what I'm talking about. If not, gain some tidbits here and there of things that you might want to try, put in your arsenal to become a better person, because it's all about, getting that 0.00001% better each day. And if you see this video and you're like, hey, maybe I'll try meditation, that'd be sweet. I'll actually put a link in the description box below from a simple video that I learned about how to really meditate. It's very simple. It's not extremely woo-woo or any woo-woo. What a word. Woo-woo. It's not extremely woo-woo or anything like that. But it's a really practical video that if you are at all interested, I'm not forcing you, obviously I can't force you anyways because it's a computer, but if you are at all interested in this path of meditation, then, this could be a sign for you to try it. So you can learn a simple way to meditate, because unless you're trying to be like enlightened and a Buddha or whatnot, you don't really necessarily need to get all deep with it. But if that's what you think your calling is, go for that. But that's another whole different story. Like I said, I'm getting off topic. But with mood, whatever you resist persists. So, there are a few different factors. I'm trying to think of the best way to put this together. There are a few different factors. Actually, there's a million different factors that affect your mood. But some of the main ones are like your nutrition and supplementation, as well as, health. Not just like health in terms of what you're eating, but health is like your body, like what's going on with your body. So I guess that I'll just do big three for today. Keep it simple. What you're putting into your body in terms of food, any types of supplements that you're taking or might need, or the things that are going on inside of your body, like the health of your system, your entire systems. And because, to be honest, a lot of your mood problems or good parts of your mood, the positive side of being in a good mood, can have a lot to do with what you're putting in your body or what's already in your body and going on. And just to keep it short, I actually found out a long time ago now that I had Lyme disease and Candida overgrowth, kind of like around the same time. And I don't really know how long my Lyme disease had been going on for, but I'm like 99% positive I actually have Lyme. I'm not just like trying to do a sob story or anything. But if none of you have heard of Candida overgrowth either, it's when you have an overgrowth of something called Candida albicans in your stomach, in your intestines, in that area. I'm not exactly sure where else it can be, but I think your colon too. And you're supposed to have Candida in your system, but you're not supposed to have an overgrowth of it. Obviously, overgrowth doesn't sound like a good word, and it isn't in this case either. It can happen from taking antibiotics. If you take antibiotics or have taken them recently, there's a very good chance that could have wiped out all of the things that are in your gut, which is your stomach, your intestines, and whatnot, and created that. So I'm trying to think if I should actually put like supplements in the box. I probably won't, but I might. I don't know. It's kind of complicated, but I'll just throw it out there right now. Some things you could take if you have taken antibiotics, like even recently or even a few years ago. You should probably look into going and buying a probiotic supplement. It's the good gut flora. It's the good bacteria that's supposed to be in your gut that is wiped out when you take antibiotics. And that is what can cause Candida. I'm not saying you have Candida because I don't know if you've taken antibiotics or obviously whatever you've done health-wise. But antibiotics, I mean, sometimes you have to take them, but they're actually not as good for you as you think they are. They do a lot more damage than harm. Not all times, but a lot of times I'm sure they do. And you should be taking a probiotic if you've ever taken one of those. And there's a few other things I guess you could take, but if you take that, you definitely start to get your gut back in the way it should be acting, and things like that involving that ecosystem, because there's a whole ecosystem down here that's extremely important. And in modern medicine, a lot of times doctors treat the symptom of a problem and not the actual cause. And not that there's anything wrong with functional or modern medicine. A lot of times, modern medicine can be very good. But if you're treating the symptoms, say you have depression, and it's really from, say you have underactive adrenal glands, which can cause, depression, like anxiety, like chronic fatigue syndrome, and you're put on like anti-anxiety medication when really it's your adrenal glands, which are two small glands somewhere around here, a little lower. I'm not a scientist, whatever. But my point is that if doctors are treating the symptom and not the cause, they're putting a Band-Aid on like a friggin' knife wound, and it's not going to fix anything, and you're just going to literally get stuck. And that's the thing, is that I literally found out what my actual problems were. And if everyone, or a lot more people actually found out what was wrong with them health-wise, they'd be like, oh, wow, I actually do have some health problems, and then maybe that's why I'm not as happy and, healthy as I should be. And I had no idea I had Lyme disease, but I had Lyme disease, and I'm almost done with my treatment. I would show you the boxes, but I won't do that. But I have vials that I have to take right now. I've been taking them for about 3 months, maybe a little bit longer. So, but yeah, so long story short, it's going back to, what's going on in your body, the supplements that you're taking. The supplements that you're either taking or should be taking because you may have deficiencies in vitamins and minerals and things. Highly recommend, because I actually just got done working at the vitamin shop. I was working there for a short amount of time while I'm living away from home while I was doing an internship. And I worked at the vitamin shop because I was super passionate about supplements and taking the right things. And I highly urge you to take a multivitamin, a pretty high quality multivitamin. You can go to the vitamin shop. There's probably one near you somewhere. Pretty much everything in their store is decently high quality, and you're going to see a pretty good result from it. I'm sure. I mean, everyone's, it's not a magic pill. Everything affects everyone differently, but overall, Everyone should be taking a multivitamin. Everyone should be taking a fish oil pill, a decent fish oil pill. It doesn't have to be super, super high quality, but a decent one so that your brain is working right and that, you actually can function properly and remember things and not be, you can be counted on at like work and stuff like that, and you can feel competent, talking to people, remembering things, feeling like you can function normally because your brain and your body literally need certain ingredients, and if they don't get it, how can you expect to function normally? You literally just like you have to like try a lot harder, and that's going to weigh down on your mood because you're forcing your body to do things that it's not really doing because you don't have the proper nutrients in your body to do it. So again, fish oil, you should be taking a multivitamin. A lot of people, especially people in the Northeast in New England, are low in vitamin D3, especially in the winter. That one you probably want to go check with a doctor to get blood drawn if you are at all interested in doing that, because high levels of vitamin D3 in your body can be toxic. So you don't want to be taking too much, but it is important to take, especially if you think that you don't get enough sunlight during certain times of the year. And one more vitamin, which is a mineral actually, is magnesium. And magnesium actually goes well with magnesium, or magnesium citrate is definitely the kind of magnesium you want to be taking. And that goes well along with calcium because they're synergistically, they work together. So if you have too much of one, it like depletes the other and vice versa. So you need both of them eventually, unless you have calcium in your diet, because I know, some people either are on a certain type of diet or they can't eat certain foods, and I actually try and stay away from dairy as much as possible. So I don't really get a shit ton of calcium. Don't get a shit ton of calcium over here. So I have to, supplement with that. And I feel pretty good. I actually take a lot of supplements. I'll tell you guys what I take. Actually, I'm going to go grab my bag real quick. Hold on just one sec so I can show you, because that's kind of important. Shoot, I forgot it's in the car. So I'll have to do that. I'll have to do that for another video. Maybe my next video, if not later down the line. But I take a decent amount of vitamins. I don't take like a ridiculous amount, but I mean, compared to the average person, I take a ridiculous amount. But I think that I'm taking the right things. I think that I'm taking the right things that my body needs, so I'm not really concerned. And, I feel pretty upbeat. I feel pretty, happy and energized. So, my body clearly likes what I'm doing, so can't hate on that. But yeah, so what you're putting in your body in terms of vitamins, that's important. Very, very important. You don't have to take vitamins. That's cool if you don't want to, but I'm just letting you know, if you really want to be the best you can be, you're going to want to take vitamins. And it sucks because maybe you don't have a lot of money, but maybe you can start with one thing. Buy a fish oil bottle, or buy a multivitamin. Buy one at a time and see how the difference is after you take whatever supplement you buy, if you choose to buy it, for a certain amount of time. And that's what I'm challenging you guys to do. Do something consistent for like a day, 2 days in a row. Do something new for 2 days. It doesn't have to be like read a whole book or anything ridiculous, but like, say, you can't get off your ass. That sounds rude. And you can't, even go for a walk or go to the gym. So go to the gym one day and maybe go outside and go for like a 10-minute walk the next day or something. Or just go to the gym one day and, be happy about that, because you're actually pushing your comfort zone and building that willpower muscle a little bit that you need to build every day, a little bit each day, to actually get to where you want to be. Because if you're watching these kinds of videos, unless you're just like being weird and, randomly wasting time watching a self-development video, which is kind of ironic, but if you're actually serious about self-development somewhat, challenge yourself to do something new. And the kinds of things that you put into your body, those are super important in terms of food. You should definitely be taking sugar out of your diet. And I can't sounds crazy for me to say that because not too long ago, I pounded the sugar. I mean, I didn't pound it, but even as a kid, I was obsessed with sugar. Obsessed. I was fed candy all the time. There wasn't like, a day or two or three or whatever that went by and I wasn't pounding candy. And, I ended up being skinny. I'm still pretty skinny. I'm a little toned from the gym. Boom. Although it doesn't look it. I did arms today, actually, even though it's an excuse. But, your arms actually look smaller later in the day. Obviously, whatever muscle you're working out, I know I'm like qualifying myself. Whatever muscle you're working out gets bigger while you're working it out and a little bit after. But later that day, you actually get smaller because your muscles get smaller before they get bigger because you tear them apart, literally small micro tears or whatever they call it. But anyways, I forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, eating healthy, taking sugar out of your diet. You're going to lose a little bit of weight. I can guarantee it if you are eating quite a bit of sugar right now. And if you can do that slowly, it's not easy. It was not easy at all. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done because sugar is a drug, technically, to your brain. Taking sugar out of your diet, eating more green vegetables and things like that. Fruits. Again, this isn't, the get ripped and get skinny quick scheme. If you really, you owe it to yourself to be happy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You owe it to yourself. So don't look at it like shame on me for having or wanting to buy stuff that's going to make me healthy. It's so expensive. It's like, yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but if you can get by buying a little bit healthier here and there, it's going to be like a snowball effect, and it's going to make your life better. You could end up making more money because you're feeling better, thinking sharper, making better decisions, and then you're able to buy more things that are healthy, and it's, you're either in an upward spiral or a downward spiral. And for some people, it takes a hell of a lot of effort to get into an upward spiral, and that's fine if that's you. It's definitely me too from time to time. I'm on the upward spiral right now, going and talking to girls again. I'm going to be on my way up talking to girls again and forcing myself to approach girls. That's just in my blood. I've been doing it for, a little over a year, although I've definitely slowed down with it recently for sure, but I'm definitely going to get back into it, when the timing is right, because it's all about self-acceptance. It's all about self-love and accepting yourself. And it sounds corny, but it's true. If you don't accept yourself truly at a deep level, you're not going to be able to accomplish, I don't think, what you could definitely potentially accomplish because you're not giving yourself credit where you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, you got to eat healthy. You got to win. That's how you win at life, people. And like I'm saying, for me, this didn't happen overnight. This was not an overnight thing. I can't repeat that enough. So don't think that one day I woke up and was like, you know what? I'm going to stop eating sugar. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to find out if I have Lyme disease and Candida. I'm going to read. I'm going to go to the gym 6 days a week. I'm going to meditate, all this, I do all this stuff, but it didn't start, and write lyrics passionately and consistently every day, almost every day. It didn't happen overnight, though. It did not happen overnight. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Be a boss at one area. Start with one area and work that into your regimen. I highly recommend, like I said earlier, if you start meditating, I cannot see how your life wouldn't change. I really don't. I started meditating when I had depression a few years ago, when I was living down in Florida, going to college, and it was because I was so depressed. I didn't I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know how to act and things like that. And it was super sad, but I have this mindset where I don't give up, and I always know that I'm going to find a way to become a better person and to get into a better mood, like to express myself as who I really am, because I always have had, or for a while I've had issues with like constant crazy thoughts in my head and stuff like that. And it deterred me from bringing my true self to the table when talking to people and enjoying life, really. And so after starting meditating, you know, it really brought to me the idea that, you know, life takes work. You know, like it's not overnight that you're gonna wake up and be like, yeah, I'm gonna, you know, change my life. Everything's gonna be different now. I mean, maybe that could happen, but you know, you just really have to want it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I know I'm a little rambling right now, but if you really want something bad enough, you'll do it. That's really how it is. There's no better way to say it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I think I'm going to stop. So the big things for mood and reading, I mean writing, yeah, reading with lyrics. I got my Songwriting for Dummies book here. Can't forget that. I'll touch on that really quick again about reading. That'll be my last parting information. You know, pick up a book, even like a random book, and read that you have at your house laying around, and read like a page, 2 pages, and then put it down. And give yourself some credit for doing that. And that may sound too easy, but I do it right now. You know what I mean? After this video, stop and do that. And then think about what you just read, maybe. You know what I mean? Write it down. Like, oh, what were the main points? You know, what was one main point I got from reading in this? And then, you know, then you'd be like, whoa, I actually learned something. And then you can really think about, whoa, if I can learn that, what are the chances I can learn something that I'm passionate about or I really like? You know, I don't know. Maybe you don't resonate with this, but I think that if you're into self-development, you definitely do. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. I'm actually surprised I was able to talk a lot. I don't think I stopped for more than like 10 seconds during one point. But yeah, so this might be it. But I really appreciate talking to you guys. I tried to find the coolest view I could find for this video. And I hope you feel the present energy from it because I meditated earlier today. Hopefully it can get you in that state too. That's the goal, I guess, of making these videos. And, you know, I just want to say peace. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Keep killing it 2016. All right, guys? And I'll put those links below. So have a good day. Bye-bye.